notwithstanding the comparatively impressive accomplishments of the OECS as an integration movement, there is still an immeasurable reservoir of untapped opportunity to be reaped in a world that is being driven by technological convergence, but marked by multiplex geopolitical alliances. Everywhere, the wealth of nations, no matter how large or small, is dependent on the scope and the depth of their integration in the arena of global trade. While power is still defined by coercive strength, it is increasingly distinguished by economic strength and the cohesion of innovation and social progress. In global rankings, the countries that stand out are the countries whose economies are strong by virtue of innovation, whose societies are cohesive by attention to equity, and whose progress is charted by bold, visionary thinking. It is this understanding of today's world, together with the provisions of the revised Treaty of Bastet, that impel us today to convene this Council of Ministers of Foreign Affairs of the OECS. The voices of the small and the vulnerable may be individually faint, but spoken together can be a powerful voice. And a single powerful voice need not always convey a single simple message. That voice can speak with conviction and persuasion, not only to the common interests, but also champion differentiated imperatives. It is important that in the OECS march to unification, we embrace and indeed champion special differences among us. In practical terms, this means that we champion the cause of Antigua and Barbuda's internet gaming industry as vigorously as we argue the inadequacy of the per capita income indicators as a graduating formula. It means that we all embrace, protect, and defend the financial services industry of the British Virgin Islands from the onslaught of uncompetitive impositions by bigger, powerful financial interests. Today, we start the conversation in earnest, not about why, but about how. How do we build a vibrant network of ongoing collaboration that will make our diplomatic relations an indomitable tool of national and regional development? How do we build on the best practices that currently exist in each member state and weave them into a unified tapestry of common purpose? How do we cultivate a habit of regular consultation and dialogue prior to every important CARICOM, hemispheric, or global forum? We must plan for convergence as equally as we plan for the management of our differences. The world of diplomacy is about the representation and negotiation of interests, and the locus of these interests is the nation state. Increasingly, in a globalized world, the exercise of national sovereignty involves seeking to create alliances based on a matrix of common interests, whether these are geographical, political, economic, or alternatively defined. In our context, this means working together to identify a common agenda that serves the best interests of the OECS states. In a CARICOM environment, it is about speaking to the spirit of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas and ensuring that there is equity at the table for the smaller states. In the wider hemispheric, the picture becomes more complex with ALBA, the OAS, the ACS, CELAC, etc. But the fundamental principles remain the same. It is about states acting in solidarity to defend common interests against a bigger, wider, competing complex. And a major paper that will be brought for consideration to the ministers at this meeting that will be tabled will be one reviewing our options for sharing and converging our diplomatic relations and agenda. In our context, it is about continuing the aggressive pursuit of alliances that helps us to advance our growth and development agenda, and doing so in an increasingly collaborative manner that will yield exponentially greater results. It is this strategy that we must focus on in the course of this meeting, and it is my expectation that we will leverage this common will to leapfrog into a different, more prosperous future. Thank you.